Hey everyone, my name is Terrystan Sustal, and my video presentation for this week, and I believe it's week 8, is called Session as an Array. Since we'll be talking about sessions, I would like to start this presentation by comparing cookies and sessions. So in a quick summary, cookies are small pieces of data stored on the client side, while sessions store user-specific data on the server side. Cookies are sent back and forth between the client and server with each request, while sessions are identified by a unique session ID. Cookies are suitable for storing small amounts of data, while sessions can handle larger amounts of information and provide more secure data. For example, I will give you guys a Starbucks analogy. For example, I go to Starbucks twice a week, and for my visits, I would order, for example, a double chocolate chip and a brownie, and maybe a cheesecake, for example. And later on, I go back 3 days later and they don't remember my previous order. So 3 days later, I go back to Starbucks and they don't remember my previous order. And this time I order something different. For example, a um, a latte or something. And because of this, every interaction I have with Starbucks is stateless because Starbucks doesn't remember my previous order. Now, a quick question that I have is how can Starbucks remember what I ordered last time? So how can Starbucks remember my previous order when I would visit them again? Well, good thing Starbucks actually made this possible. It works as cookies and sessions. So Starbucks, they invented a Starbucks card. This is not an actual Starbucks card. It's just for an example, but the Starbucks card or the card is our identification for Starbucks. So pretty much the card that we have will be our ID or identification for Starbucks. And in Starbucks, they made an account for us to track our record. So the card matches the information on the Starbucks server. So pretty much this means the card is the cookie. So, and then the session lives on the server. And then the session is the information for all the clients of Starbucks or for all the coffee drinker. And if you guys somewhat don't understand, it's somewhat complicated, but it basically means the web browser is you, meaning you have the card, the identification, and then the web server is the Starbucks, meaning they have the information that will they have your information that will match your identification for Starbucks. So pretty much, for example, the card or the Starbucks server has your history of drinks that you've ordered, and then that information will match the identification card that you have for Starbucks. So that's a quick analogy about cookies or sessions. And now to move forward, we will talk about sessions as an array. So to start a session, we would actually start with session underscore start and then two parentheses and then a semicolon. And then, for example, we have a session array here, and I called it, or I named it under the variable characters equals array, since remember, it's going to be an array, session array. And then we have Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Grogu from the Star Wars series or movies, films. And then below that, the HTML code. And then between the HTML code, we would actually want to print the session arrays, print statements. So in order to print a session array, we would actually type print underscore R session, and then the variable characters, and then an index. So for this one, 0, meaning Darth Vader. It'll print out Darth Vader. And for the second example, same scenario, print underscore R session characters, and then now 1, because you remember in coding, the lists or the array starts with 0, 1, 2, and not 1, 2, 3. It's 0, 1, 2. So this one, it'll print out Luke Skywalker. So yeah, this is in between HTML code. And if you notice, I also added the PHP code blocks. And then another example that is pretty common for sessions is the shopping cart. And then same scenario, we would actually start this with the session underscore start and then 2 parentheses. And then in between the HTML code, I have I believe it's called an associative array, because it's a let me see, forgive me if I'm wrong. It's an associative array because it has 3 items inside the array. It has the ID, the description, and then the price of the item. And then, for example, for this one, the first array has an ID of 1, and then description, Xbox Core wireless controller, and then the price is $59.99. And the second ID or second array is the Apple leather wallet. The price is $79.99. The third array or the ID 3, and then it's a HyperX mic, about $149.99. And then the last one is the Avengers t-shirt for $25.99. So how do we print out this specific statement, like just like what we did to the previous example with the Star Wars scenario? Well, for this one, it's somewhat quite the same. So we would use the print statement, the print underscore R session items, and then 0, since it's the first one in the array, and then the description or disk. So this one would print out Xbox, or not X, yeah, Xbox Core wireless controller. And for example, if we wanted to print the price, we would put price here instead of description. And then same thing, the next item is Apple leather wallet. So if we want to print Apple leather wallet, we have to use the print underscore R session items and then number 1 index. And then I believe I accidentally forgot to put the description on this code, but there should be a description here. So it should print out Apple leather wallet. So thank you guys for watching my quick presentation for this week. I hope you guys learned a lot. Feel free to give me a message or comment down below in the discussion collaboration for this week if you have any feedback that I can apply to help my presentations in the future better. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.